Sequin Girly Creates episode 16. Oh, I was just looking where my camera was, I needed to look at there. Welcome back. I will be talking today about a Friday sew, so there'll be some sewing updates, some shopping, some plans. I've got a big list. Often you don't see me with a notepad, but today I need the notepad. I would recommend today grabbing yourself the beverage of your choice, because I think it could be a slightly longer one than I often do, because I'm looking at all the things on my list that I want to share with you, and it might be worth having a drink so you can sit and enjoy as I chat away to you. First of all, I'd like to start with some thank yous. Thank you to everybody who left lovely comments on my last Friday sews and my sewing lies from Tuesday this week. I have said many times in my videos, but I will say it again. I love comments. I love interacting with you. Somebody I saw in a group I belonged to the other day said, I don't really have any sewing friends. And someone said, well, you do now. You are all my sewing friends, because we get to talk about sewing and creating and thinking, and I love it. Everybody who leaves me a comment gets a response from me, unless I accidentally miss you. But some of the comments and the thoughts and the responses I get, it makes my week sometimes, because it's like you're my tribe, or you make me think differently, and it's fantastic. I had some really considered and kind and deep thoughts about my sewing lies video, about talking about sewing helping you love your body. So I think I will do some more about that another time. But I also had such kind comments about my sewing social idea, and joining with Christine on recommending other small vloggers too. So thank you everybody, I really love it. Please keep commenting if you feel you want to, because I really love it and you make my day when they come through. As I said, Christine and I have decided we will always recommend another small vlogger. Those of us under the 2,000, and for people like myself under the 1,000, it's the only way we can help other people to find each other. So this week's recommendation for you is a lovely lady. She's in the US, called Zelda, I think, and her channel is Zelda Sews. She hasn't long been vlogging. She always comments on my channel and says lovely things, and I would love you to go and visit her and give her some of the love that she's given to me since I started. So I will put the link below. But Zelda Sews, please go and share the love with her too. I want to share a bit more love. I'm full of it at the moment, and here comes some more. I would like to talk to you about a lovely lady called Sophie, who I met recently, and this is part of this journey that I'm meeting so many new people. Emily, who does, I think her channel's Emily's Retro, I'll put a link in below. She did a video a while ago about making friends as an adult. It's quite hard making friends as an adult, and often they end up being work friends. And when you move from one job to another, you hang on to a few, but you kind of lose that sense of community. And I've made some friends for life through work, so it's not that work friends aren't a special, wonderful thing, but I've also moved around the south of England as well. And it means that friendships get a bit trickier, because even with digital technology, it's not easy to pop out for a drink. And so I have found, like many people, and like Emily Retro talks about, making friends as an adult and finding people in your tribe can be a challenge. But I think that happened to me the other day. I found someone of my tribe, and Sophie, who runs Daisy Does Vintage, we just met out of the fact that I was trying to sell some of my vintage clothes. Since then, we've already started enabling each other with amazing sewing patterns. She's helping me with the sewing social. It's just lovely to have someone championing with me, behind me, when I'm like, oh, that's not working. But also, we met each other again the other day, and we just ended up going, where's the time gone? We've just talked randomly about clothing, sewing, fashion, and life. So if you like vintage clothes, or if you like some more supporting small brands, or if you, like me, just want to shout out other people, please go and follow Sophie. Her Instagram page, which I'll put below, is Daisy Does Vintage. She's also Daisy Does Vintage on Vinted, and she's only just started the business. She really needs more followers. She really needs more exposure. She's working her socks off. She's got gorgeous clothing. I've ended up with a Jaeger blouse. Please go and give her some love too, because she's a fantastic person with a wonderful vision, and also what's not to love? Vintage, keeping those clothes alive. She's got lots of St Michael's clothing, and those of you who are followers of mine will know how much I love St Michael's. So that's my shout outs for this week. Let's talk about some things I've been up to. If you've seen my summer sewing plans, I talked in there about how I didn't want to set it by month because I find it too much pressure. I set some summer sewing plans. Well, they're going well. I will do a review in a month or so, because whatever the weather's telling us, it is only mid-July. We have got plenty of the summer months left. But one of the things I wanted to do was make some more t-shirt dresses. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen a sneak peek. If you don't, I am Sequin Girly on there. I will pop some pictures in, but I have used this gorgeous... Oh, if you watched a day in the life video that I've done, you will see the process of me choosing which fabric to use for these. So if you haven't, you might want to hop over to that video, because there's a whole section of my day in the life where I was working out which fabric went with which t-shirt. Well, I've decided, and here's the outcome. So this blue super dry t-shirt did belong to my other half. He didn't want it anymore. It's gorgeously soft, and I went with this vintage sheet. I love the feel of these 1970s sheets. They have like a crispness to them. They also don't ever get creased or need ironing. So here's this one. This one works perfectly with some of the belts I have, so I don't think I'm going to make a matching belt with it. And the quality of this t-shirt means it's not one too baggy. The other one I made was a green Carlsberg t-shirt. Slight irony in there, but I love the green and I like the pattern on it too. It's inside out from trying it on. So it has this lovely sort of pattern on the front, which I really like. And I did the green gingham on this one. Because the t-shirt's not quite so heavy weight, the fabric does pull it out a bit, so it's not quite as fitted. But that's okay, because I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom because it's a bit long and make a belt for it. I might attach the belt or have it loose. Sometimes I get annoyed when they're loose because they fall off. If you want to know how I did them, what I do is put the t-shirt on, excuse me, and I hold the fabric up to where I want it and I mark with a pin. I cut at least an inch below that and cut that bottom bit of the t-shirt off. I gather the skirt, so I make the skirt and gather it, which is just a rectangle. And then I serger the two together because the serger trims it to the right length as I go. So I serger all the way around inside. Obviously I join the rectangular fabric and gather before I do that. And I do pin it before I serger it. And that is it. I have thought about perhaps changing the sleeves to match this. I haven't done it this time. I might do that in the future. I often make them longer than I want because then I can make them shorter at the end. But with this one I probably can take about that much off, which means I can make a belt with that. The first one I made, which I wear in the summer plans video, I think, I then attach the belt over the top at the front and then it's loose at the back, which I think I'll do. Highly recommend it. If there's t-shirts kicking around in your home that other people don't want that fit you, and I highly recommend it if you spot them at boot fairs or charity shops. If they've got holes or damage lower down the t-shirt, not a problem because you can cut that off. If there's a damage at the neckline, you can change the neckline, or on the sleeve because you take the sleeve off and attach a new cotton sleeve as well. So something that I would highly recommend. Great way to keep t-shirts in circulation, and a t-shirt dress is such a comfy thing for travelling, for wearing around the house. It's cool, there's nothing pressing on your tummy, and the fabric I choose doesn't get creased. And the bottom of these two t-shirts that I've cut off, I will keep those bits of jersey for future use for neck bands, that sort of thing. So that's that. Let's see what else I've got. I'm just having to look at my list because I've got a lot today. Right, so wide leg trousers. After making the shorts where I told you about the full bottom adjustment, that pattern is now my go-to elasticy trousers short pattern. So I made these ones, which hopefully you remember from a previous video, and I made an Ogden cami to go with them, so it's like a co-ord. And then I had some lovely, and I have to hold my leg up, some lovely fabric like this that I bought as a remnant from ASO Sister, somewhere like that. Well, I made another pair, and this time I put patch pockets on the back. I'll put a video in here so you can see what they look like. They are this perfect kind of trouser for this weather where you want something that's cool but not as cool as a skirt or a summery dress. You don't want thick heavy trousers, easy to throw on with a t-shirt. Again, perfect for car journeys, transitioning between if you're going out to the beach and you're not sure if it's warm or enough or cool enough, because they pull up easily as well. And I know there'll be more being made because they're just perfect. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on today. And I always find it difficult to find them in shops because often the elastic doesn't quite go around the bottom, and then it's too loose elsewhere if I buy a bigger size. So that's that. Oh, sneak peek coming. If you haven't watched my Make 9 plans from in May, not January because I hadn't got a vlog then, I shared all the fabrics and my thoughts for what I'll do. Well, the good news is there's only 2 fabrics that I hadn't used yet of my Make 9 plans. Well, we're down to 1 now. If you saw my stories the other day on Instagram, you will have seen me trying to decide how to put a combination of 2 fabrics together. Well, I'll just have a little share with you now. I'm not going to fully give updates here because I will do a Make 9 update very soon, I think. But let's give you a sneak peek. This was the fabric from my Make 9 plans. I bought it last summer from Rainbow Fabrics. It's like a seersucker in this gorgeous bright pink and red. And I had some black gingham and I felt they went perfectly together. I am going to be sewing a pattern that I've recently sewn with some adjustments, and these 2 will be working together. What combination and how I do is what I asked everybody on my stories the other day, but this is happening and I will share with you in my update, but keep an eye on Instagram. I might not be able to keep it from you on there. I also am getting through my Me Made May pledge. I know it's July, but one of my pledges was to make sure all the clothes I had I wanted to wear. And this is one of my vintage dresses. I own a lot of these dresses. They are American shirt dresses, so I think that any over here have come over from America. I don't think you could buy them here. Maybe you could. I've got about 5 or 6 different ones. Well, this one, the elastic at the waist, the channel was coming unthreaded in a couple of places. Literally a 5-minute job, and it's been sat in a pile since May. Well, I've done it. It's done. I've fixed that, so that's 1 more job done. What I realised I didn't do at the beginning was tell you what I'm wearing today. This is one of the t-shirt dresses with the knots in, jersey dresses that I made. I'll pop a picture in here so you can see it. This one I did with a t-shirt sleeve length, and I did a wider scoop neck. This is actually, I did this scoop using a dinner plate to make sure I got it front and back, and I'm really happy with the fact that it scoops nicely at the back as well. And this fabric is from Funky Moon Fabric in Cardigan in Wales. She has a website too, and I did mention her when I showed this fabric when I bought it. I think it was June, end of May, June when I got this fabric, and it's lovely. It's that perfect thickness. I wore it to work the other day and it's just such a comfortable thing to wear, and I am, as you know, not sewing jersey at the moment, trying to do other things, but I will go back and I will do more, I know it. So next thing is back to make 9. As I said, there's only one fabric left on my make 9 plans, and I can't quite believe that I'll have done it, but there's one fabric left that I want your advice on because I am stuck in procrastination land. It's too gorgeous and too lovely, and I keep umming and ahhing over what to do with it, so I would really love your suggestions. I want the dress and or outfit, so it might be top and bottom or dress, for this to be as fabulous as the fabric. In other words, I want it to be able to wear when I want to feel that extra bit special, so not an everyday outfit. It's this fabric, you may have seen it. It was from, I want to say Hey So Sister, but it can't be 100%. Bought it last summer. It sold out incredibly quickly, and I managed to get some, and I was over the moon about that. And I want to consider how I use the directional in it, because I think how I play with that, but also I just want an outfit that feels as fabulous, as I say, as it is. You may notice there's a bit of a roll situation here. I'll talk about that in a minute, but you can see it there. So please do drop me a comment with some suggestions, because this is it, and then I will have achieved all of my make 9s. And I'm determined to do it. I'm determined not to procrastinate for another summer over that fabric. And I'm happy to make a 12 first, so it's not that there's the fear of cutting it, but I just want to find the right outfit. So you may have noticed that the last thing I showed you, the fabric, was rolled. Well, I had really interesting responses to my sewing confessions and my day in the life, and it got me thinking. So next week on Tuesday or Wednesday, I've got a really special video to share with you that I've been working on, where I tame the stash, where I control the collection, where I manage the mountain of fabric. And I've done a lot of work, and it's been going on for a couple of weeks, but I'm ready to share with you what I've been up to and what the results are. You're going to have to wait till next week to see that, but I'm really excited to share with you my decision, my thinking, and where I've got to with that. But it also fits in with something I shared with you before in my confession about not buying fabric for a bit. And thank you to people who suggested how long I should try and achieve that for. So I'm going to show you the last ever bits of fabric that I've bought, and then my plan. Now, 2 of the bits are not here from Rainbow Fabric. I couldn't resist. They had their $4.99 summer fabric sale the other day. That was fatal. But they aren't here, so I will show them to you soon, but I have already bought them. And then I got from Walthamstow Fabrics, who I think are selling dead stock as well. Very good price. And when I say very good price, I'm talking $4.99 a metre. Look at that. I can't wait to make that. That says dress all over it, doesn't it? And then this one, again, that says co-ward to me. I don't know whether this is going to be another pair of wide leg trousers. And where is it? Here, from Ammo Threads. I've mentioned Ammo Threads before. They've actually sent me a thing this time showing me what's got discount. Please don't tell me that, Ammo Threads. I did get a bit more of one of the other fabrics I bought before, because I realised I hadn't got enough to make what I wanted, and then I got this one. It does say it's a sateen, but it's like a sateen cottony lawn type one, so that's quite fabulous as well. So apart from what I've got from Rainbow Fabrics coming, that's it now. I will only from this point for the next 3 months buy plain fabrics. I'm not buying any more patterns. I don't care how fabulous it is. I don't care how amazing it is. I'm not buying it. and I've gone for 3 months, so that will be middle of August, middle of September, middle of October. So probably I'll set October half term. You can tell I used to work in education as the time when I can buy more. I'm quite scared, but I'm excited. The reason I'm scared is because I'll feel like I'll miss out on a to die for fabric. I don't want to allow myself any get outs to that though, because I need to do this. The only get out I'm allowing is plain fabric. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you've followed me for a while now, you'll know that I do need more plains in my wardrobe. And if I do sew a plain, it's a considered thought rather than an indulgence. So plains is the only exception. I'm not including haberdashery or patterns, this is about fabric. So I'm setting a 3-month challenge. I will tell you every week how I'm doing, but that is it now. I am not buying any more. Let's see how I go if I cave. That, by the way, doesn't include if someone bought me a voucher or something like that. It's only me purchasing. With that challenge, I will update you on how it feels and how I'm helping myself to stick to it as well. And I'm not rewarding myself at the end with a big purchase, a big shop or anything like that, because that's not the point. This is about trying to stay strong. On the subject of a few bits of shopping, this is quite a practical one. This is elastic. I am really searching for a good quality elastic for waistbands, because I've just finished a giant bulk roll of like 1-inch elastic that I've had for a really long time, and it's quite stiff. So from Empress Mills I did get some more of the shearing elastic that I told you about last time, and then I ordered this, but this is still really stiff as well. So I'm trying different elastics, and then I got this one. I don't know, I was trying to find something that felt a bit softer, and I don't think I've managed it. I also got a jersey elastic, so I don't know how that makes that different from normal elastic, and it doesn't say anything on the back, so I will try and look that up a bit. And I got that in black and white. But it's quite interesting, the channels in it, and there's top and bottom, so I don't know what that's about. And this elastic. This is pretty fabulous, isn't it? Look at that. So I'm on a bit of an elastic mission. If you know a good brand of softer elastic that can be put into waistbands, etc., please let me know, because I don't want that hard crunchiness in there as you sit and fold. And yeah, it must be out there. I remember someone talking about like a different kind, but I can't find it anyway. And then I got some, I don't know if you can say it's second hand, but already in existence threads. So it's a whole bag full of threads. So some are brand new and have never been used. For example, there's some green moon thread there, and then some are clearly half used. Some are like these amazing old school reels. That's not focusing, is it? Oh well. Some are coats, which used to be a big brand, isn't it? And others are like the teeny tiny ones that you used to get in kits. But the great thing is there's some good plainish colours in here, and it stops them going in the bin, and it stops me needing to buy new. So if you watched my Sewing Lies, I talk about sewing and trying to help the environment. Wow, that's old, look at that. So this is part of my mission. Spotted someone had those for sale, and that works for me because they can be used for bobbing threads, all sorts of things. Right, I better check my list. I said it was going to be a grab a beverage of your choice one. I hope to. Oh, Busy Bee Sewing Challenge. Haven't mentioned that yet. If you've been following along, you will know that myself and 4 other fantastic ladies are taking part in what Christine and I created, which is the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge. There is only a week, what's the date? Yeah, a week to go till the reveal of our pattern challenge. So watch out, on the 30th of July we will all be sharing how it went. If you don't know, there are several videos about it, but I was sent a pattern by Christine and I had to make it, and I will reveal a video where I share my thoughts, share the results, talk about any adjustments, but also talk about challenge 2. Challenge 2 is the refashion challenge. So I will tell you about that on the 30th of July as well, and what my ideas are, and you might be able to help me choose which one to do. But it's only a week till we all reveal what we did with the patterns and how it went. And we've kind of kept them from each other as well, so we don't know anything. Christine tried to get out of me what I thought, but I didn't tell her. So you'll be able to find out in a week's time how it all went. Well, that is it. So things that you can do, you can tell me what pattern should I use for this. You can cheer me on as I try now to not buy any fabric for 3 months. You can drop me a comment about any of your thoughts on any of what I've been up to and just have a chat with me. You might want to go and find out about my sewing social if you are in the south of England. It's going to be based in Buckinghamshire, and if you live in Oxfordshire, Berkshire, parts of London, be easy for you to get to. And that's on my community page, but also there's a couple of short videos that you can watch about that, and do let me know if you want to come. And you can pop over to Instagram and have a look at what I'm up to there, and I have created an Instagram page for the Sewing Southern Social as well. But if nothing else, have a great weekend. If you like to sew, enjoy your sewing. If you like to create, get creative, and have a brilliant weekend, and I will see you soon. And before I go, don't forget to go over and give Zelda Sews a follow as a small channel on YouTube. Bye!